Welcome back, everyone, to episode 16, right, Hereth? 16?
16.
So already halfway done with season 2, a little bit more than halfway done with season 2 of They Fly Now. Thank you guys all for joining us, and today we are joined by some extremely special guests, and we're going to be talking about the man, the Sith himself, Papa Palps. Thank you all for joining us, and let's get right into it.
They fly now! They fly now!
And we're live.
What's going on? Thank you guys, you three, for joining us. We really appreciate it. So two of you have been on before. One of you, this is your third time. I think it's Choco. Is this your third time too, or is this your second?
Nope, this time number 2.
Okay, that's what I thought.
And on time this time.
Sort of.
So thank you guys both for joining us, and Dagavir, who is new. So just to get everything rolling, let the audience know who are you, where can we find you, and then who is your favorite Sith in either Legends or canon? Let's go to Dagavir first, since this is his first time on.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it. I'm sorry I'm not in my own. I would also have my Palpatine cloak on, but your boy, it's okay. We'll do this way. I would do it in live. So, man, I do a lot of reaction stuff. I do a lot of TikTok stuff. I talk. I get really excited. It's my thing. You can find me, Lord Dagavir, on Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, anywhere. And then, my favorite Sith, like in Legends and it's such a hard question. It's such a hard answer because then you have to put someone above someone else, and you have Bane, and then we're talking about Papa Palpatine here, who's the Sithari, who debatably is the Sithari, and there's so many good Sith on that line. I think if I had to choose one, if I absolutely had to choose one, I think it would probably be, I think it'd probably be Kreia, Like it's just it's the philosophy of Kreia and the writing. She's so incredibly fleshed out with how she just has an answer to almost everything, And I think I think she's one of the most unique and elegant Sith inside Star Wars, fam. No shot, dude.
No, yeah, totally. And if you guys, Dagavir has, the best reactions to everything. Man, it's so hyped and is, the ultimate hype, man. So, we're glad you can join us, and let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go. Don't even get me started about Boba Fett, okay?
And let's go to Choco next.
Ooh, and it is tough, especially for including Legends, because I got a lot of love for my boy Vitiate, and I'm going with Vitiate. I mean, he is arguably the most successful Sith Lord. He just did it right, Palps is probably number 2 on the success list, followed by Bane. But Bane succeeded at exactly what he was trying to do. So
yeah.
I don't know, but I'm gonna go with my guy Vitiate, because he's a monster, a terrifying monster.
He's such a good guy.
Such a good guy.
Yeah, I'm definitely.
He's also a terrible father. Just.
Yeah, it tracks.
And Malik, same thing to you.
Long have I waited for my time to speak. I'm so excited. It's me, the Jedi Spark on TikTok, Malik. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for having me for a third. I didn't take the hood off now because I did my whole bit I wanted to do now. But thank you for having me. That was just supposed to be a one singular bit. But thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here for the third time. Talk about so the on Choco's not gonna one up me now. I gotta put the hood back on. It's a thing. Oh my god. But my absolute favorite Sith is gotta be the mastermind behind it all, the Phantom Menace, Darth Jar Jar.
Jar Jar.
No.
I'm kidding.
It tracks.
I knew it. I knew we couldn't go without that.
I'm kidding. It's Palpatine. It's gotta be Palpatine for me. The man was so evil, stretched across 3 generations. Literally, almost everyone in the galaxy has been hurt or had their lives made worse in some way by Palpatine. And it's like, gotta respect the evil grind, man.
The evil grind.
Also, can we just talk about how in your intro, Carter, you did not say the man, the Sith, the legend. Come on, like it was such low hanging fruit. It was right there.
Right there.
We were on the verge of greatness.
I fumbled the
This
bag.
This close.
I fumbled the bag hard there. Should have. Dang it. But real quick, shout out to the people in the chat. We got Cal Fourier, we got Kieran, St. Pat, Aiden Talks Star Wars, and Brooke from oh my god,
Far
Away Factory.
Yeah, that's waiting for
again, we got
So Brooke
I ordered
from
some stuff the other week,
Far
so
Away
we're gonna do another little unboxing. Look at that awesome stamp, Rebel Alliance logo, and then amazing packaging, amazing stickers, and we may be getting some Day Final stickers, which would be pretty sweet. So shout out to Brooke from that. Let's go. But yeah, definitely go check out her Etsy shop, and also Choco and Malik both have their own podcasts, which I don't think either of you guys mentioned.
And Dag here too.
And Daggett. You guys all have podcasts. Okay, shout out.
Yeah, who doesn't? Who doesn't have a podcast?
You could find me at It's a Podcast. We just wrapped up our slew of Halloween specials. We're actually going to be moving into Thanksgiving and Christmas. Our Thanksgiving special. We're going to bring on two other guests. We're going to do a podcast with them. Then they're going to take over the podcast, and that'll be the Thanksgiving special. No, we don't know what we're doing. We just thought that'd be funny.
Is it going to be called Gobble? It's a podcast.
Gobble. It's a podcast.
Still working out the kinks of that one.
You've gobbled your last ghoul, Luigi. You've gobbled your last ghoul. And Choco, all your podcasts.
Yeah, so you can always join us, much like Obi-Wan, on the high ground. And I believe all of you have guested on the high ground.
Yeah, baby, let's go.
Yeah.
Yes,
Let's
sir.
go. Let's go.
And that's where we pick a topic that all of us love, and then we just gush about it. It's awesome. And then also Diet in the Force, which is on. So High Ground Podcast is Wednesdays at 5:30 p.m. Pacific time, and then Diet in the Force is me and Element 7. That's more talking about the news. You better believe we'll be talking about Boba Fett this weekend.
Yeah.
It happens Saturday at 5 p.m. Pacific as well.
No, yeah, for sure. And Dagavir, same thing to you.
Yeah, you can find so it's Unlock the Knowledge, and it's available anywhere you can listen to podcasts. And I just ramble and get excited for Star Wars. And so if you like what I'm saying now, you don't want me to shut up. There's so much of that content on that podcast.
No, that's awesome.
Yeah. Speaking of which, we got a good segue with what Choco was saying. Speaking of Boba Fett himself, we got a surprise today on They Fly Now. We got Book of Boba trailer from Lucasfilm just randomly dropped on our lap, even though it was kind of rumored.
Yeah. So, what stuck out to you guys in that trailer? It wasn't very long, and you guys can go see. If anyone wants to go watch me and Hereth's reaction, we just posted our reaction a couple hours ago on on this channel. But what stuck out to you guys about that trailer? Again, it's very short and not much to, not a ton. But what kind of stuck out to you guys? And that just kind of take away the floor and let's just talk about it, honestly.
If no one's gonna, I'll start. But what stuck out to me was immediately, like, so there's two things that got to me. First off, that apparently Tatooine has like major cities, which
Yeah.
I'm like, where has this been forever? Everyone's out there living with Tusken Raiders and like crap, and there's like a New York on Tatooine. What? That's good.
Yeah.
Also, the fact that it gives us enough, but like tells us like pretty much just nothing. You know, like there's still so much. I'm like, what? Like what? Like what's going on here? Like, you know, I'm like, I'm still so curious. Like it's giving us so literal breadcrumbs.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like Tatooine in general just looked like appealing for once. I don't know if that's like the right way to say it, but like Jabba's palace looked really majestic. I don't know if that was just me, but with like the updated CGI and everything, I don't know. I was like, holy crap, how is this Jabba's palace?
It's very mystical and like very like stereotypical fantasy.
Well, he does have like those are like Sith runes on his throne, isn't it?
Is it?
Oh.
I'm not sure. I know Jabba's palace from Legends, how much lore it has. We all know about the monks, and we all know how long that palace has been there, even till after Jabba, had died, and and the Hutts were trying to take over and everything. I just appreciated how much at a surface level when you are introduced to that trailer, because we all heard the rumors about it's gonna be all thriller, no filler, but this trailer seems like they took all of the slow parts of this series and put it right into that trailer for us. There's just so much more world building than I thought there would be in this series. I thought it was just Boba's gonna show up, Fennec Shan, they're gonna give everybody the hands, and that's gonna be the series. But it looks like man, it just looks like we're gonna get a lot more of like what Tatooine is, the criminal underground, that we've seen so much echoed in Clone Wars, and Darth Maul and Palpatine coming down and getting all upset because Maul built this criminal underworld that was based on all those factions. And is that going to be what Boba Fett is trying to build as well? Like, what's he doing? And he's so different. I feel like not only has he been like resurrected and reformed physically, but like maybe like even spiritually, like his objective, the whole like honorable, ruling with respect. And then, of course, if someone doesn't really see eye to eye, he'll probably kill him, but he's still pretty vicious. But
that's like what he said, like in the trailer. One of the quotes that stuck to me was he said like Jabba ruled with fear. Like I plan to rule with respect or whatever it was. It was like,
I think it was honor, if I remember correctly.
Or honor, yeah. Sorry.
No,
it's
respect.
No, it's first respect. I remember as respect.
Oh, Hereth trying to tell me I'm wrong. All right.
Gaslight.
No, so one of the things that jumped out at me is the opening scene. Right, we see the little spider thing with the pink ball.
Yeah,
y'all remember those? You remember those?
Yeah.
Because you see them briefly in the Lego Star Wars. That's with the Bamar monks, where they basically transfer their brains into these weird spider robots. But that is the original owner of Jabba's temple. They ruled that's their temple. Jabba moved in and just kept them around chilling.
Huh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yes. He literally, they're kind of like tenants now, and Jabba's just kind of let them whatever they were doing. Yeah, I think even
think of them as similar to like the Keepers on Mass Effect.
Whoa. Yes.
Okay. Oh.
But yeah, that's the very first that's the very first thing we saw in the trailer. Also, his line of like, "I'm not a bounty hunter," it was like interesting because Yeah, you are.
Kind of are.
Period.
How
I
do you
don't know. I wonder if people are gonna
How
get
do you-
mad because that's out of character.
Yeah.
how do you feel like
Yeah, no, go on.
I'm sorry, like how do you I was saying how do you think the underworld feels at this point where it's like, all right, like during the Clone Wars, who is this red guy taking us over? And they're like, okay, he's gone. We're all. It's like we can get together now. Who is Bulba's taking us over?
Yeah.
I would be very annoyed if I was a criminal.
Yeah. I think what's also like, you know, Jabba's gone. Jabba's dead. Everybody at that essential like ring is gone. They're dead. And then Boba, who everybody thought to be dead, is back. He's taking control. Yeah, and it's kind of a terrifying thing because when you think about like Mandalorian, the finale with the rescue, and Moff Gideon is there and he sees Luke. You know about the stories. This man entered in a room with Darth Vader and the Emperor, and only this man came back walking out. And the story of Boba Fett. He died, right? Supposedly in the Sarlacc pit, but here he's back. The Sarlacc is gone. What's going on here? So if I was at that dinner table with all those boys, I'd be worried, man. A little worried.
Yeah, I did think it was interesting that they are really going to be playing up this angle where he's not like the bad guy.
Yeah. In the comics, yeah.
Yeah. It makes me wonder if, like, let's say we do another Battlefront game, is he going to be considered a villain, or are they going to make him an anti-hero? Put him on the hero side. I don't know.
I said anti-hero during the reaction. When we were talking about it, I was like, I hate using this phrase in Star Wars because, like, in my opinion, there is no anti-heroes in Star Wars. There's no like that weird middle gray character besides that much. So like, when I was like, I hate saying this, but like, Boba Fett is an anti-hero in the trailer. Like, he's trying to like redeem his past sins and hunting down people.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's so weird because when you see him in The Mandalorian, he's, we'll help you get your kid. And, we'll help you get this. and then we'll help you store. And I'm just
he's so helpful.
Yeah, I know.
He's such a helpful guy. Helps Vader out.
He's like, I'll help you out. But as soon as stuff goes down, I'm out of here. I'm going to go rule my own empire.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but in Legends, doesn't Boba like actually talk to the Pit of Carcoon and like it talks back to him?
I think so, right? And that's how he gets out.
The second time.
Do we think that they'll make? Do we think that like he'll talk to it in the show? Possibly, like they'll work that in somehow.
I would love it.
Isn't like he I might be like combining a few comics, but he like escapes and then he's like hanging off the edge of a Jawa,
of a sandcrawler,
sandcrawler, and then they like punch him down and he goes right back into it or something.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't escape, and then I think it's the second time he escapes. He's actually free.
Yeah.
He escapes, loses his memory, helps out Han and all of them, realizes what he's doing, and gets stuck on a runaway sandcrawler and drives into the mouth of the Sarlacc again, the same Sarlacc, and he's just like. And then after that, he has a weird psychic link with the Sarlacc, and like they talk to each other, and it's weird.
What?
It's so weird, dude.
That's why
I need
when
like
people talk
art
to me about
of like
Legends, when people talk to me about Legends, like I love Legends. I've read tons and tons of it, but I'm like, I don't think you. I mean,
did you read every book?
I remember Budapest very differently. That's all I'm saying.
I feel like from a certain...
I now want like Boba holding the Sarlacc's tentacle as like my best friend.
My best friend. We've been through it all together.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I have a feeling that from a certain point of view, Return of the Jedi may have a story like that. It's just Boba chilling in the Sarlacc pit.
Right.
Oh, Malik
we lost.
is gone.
We lost
but
a Malik.
Isn't there's also like a cool Legends comic where he fights Vader with a lightsaber, right? They're trying to track down Han, and somehow they end up in the cantina, and Boba and Vader start like having a duel, right?
I don't remember that, but it wouldn't surprise me. Again,
I know
pretty-
for sure he
was
used a
pretty wild.
lightsaber in Legends.
Yeah.
How he
Official Star Wars, like the new canon, gets a little crazy where like everybody's wielding sabers. But I don't know. Could I? No, there's been crazier things. So
yeah. Malik, thanks for joining us again.
Sorry, yeah.
I mean-
technical difficulties.
I mean, I still have to point to the fact that in Legends, Palpatine had a three-eyed son named Triclops, and Luke fell in love with a computer. So
What? Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that happened.
Okay then. But if
Well,
you guys had, oh wait, sorry, Malik, didn't mean to cut you.
No, I just have one more question. Is this mere like the shields that we saw in the trailer? Have we seen those somewhere before? Because they reminded me of something from Master and Apprentice.
yeah, I was like, Cohen crystals?
Yeah, I was
Oh.
like, wait a second, I've
Wait,
seen these before.
it also reminds me of the art of Master and Apprentice. There was like the limited edition art with the shields. The,
Yes,
the light
yeah.
shields. That's what I thought of. I was like,
Huh.
whoa.
yeah, either
Okay.
that or it was Black Panther. That's the only other thing I was thinking.
That or Black Panther.
You're
That was
back.
it.
You're
I,
back.
I also
Already.
I need a Cobb Vanth cameo, please. Please give me a
Yeah.
breadcrumb.
That's
Feed
actually what I
my
was gonna.
thirsty soul.
That's what I was gonna ask you guys next. If you had to pick one person to cameo in the show, who would it be?
Quinlan Voss.
God damn it.
I knew you were gonna say that. When I was writing this question, I was like 100% charged for Quinlan Voss.
I'm a simple man.
He's coming in somewhere.
But
Well, I would say Cobb Vanth, but I'm not gonna say Cobb Vanth because I think he's gonna be in there either way. Who I really, really, really want to see is I want to see Bosk. I want to see Bosk or Bird.
yeah.
Those are the two guys that I've been waiting. I've been waiting for so long, and I'm hoping one of them shows. Like I hope so.
Okay, if he gets to two, then my point is
I don't follow
he
the
needs to put on to be like, okay, I got to build my crew and have him go to an old
Yeah.
farm, and you
Uh-huh.
see a scarecrow with a big hat on it, and you know
All right.
he's there to
We
pick up
need
info.
him. We need him.
All right, so if they get to well, here's the thing though. His he wouldn't his Anuba's dead though. You wouldn't see you wouldn't see that one. I think at this point it passed away. Yeah,
No,
so
yeah.
you'd see a little-
the dog is gone, but you don't know. They could have had puppies. Like, they could be like little. I don't know.
I will say this though. Since they get two, I'm gonna say another one. Dengar, my favorite bounty hunter. Let's see Dengar just be incompetent again. Come on.
I was like, your favorite diaper
Your
hat?
favorite.
Dengar is my
Dengar.
favorite bounty hunter. Leave him alone. He's awesome.
He is kind of a diaper head, not gonna lie.
Simon Pegg voiced him.
Yeah, I want to show Dengar, and we get to see how he ends up in like Rise of Skywalker with his. Yeah, I would be so sad. All you see him, and then he gets blown to bits.
Oh my god. It's like, hey, but he's like, first episode, Boba, I'm here.
I'm surprised none of you guys said Cad Bane.
I was gonna say
I
Cad
think
Bane.
that's a given. We don't want a cameo of Cad Bane. That's an episode arc right there.
I mean, one of the episodes is called The Showdown. Come on.
Is the list already out?
Yeah, it got leaked. That's been a thing.
Oh,
Wow.
Since when?
It's on IMDb. If you look up Book of Boba Fett IMDb, it's literally you can see the entire episode list. There's an episode.
I thought Joe had Bane. Did you not? I thought I must have been thinking of someone else with that different hat.
He said
Oh
Embo.
no, I was talking about
He
Embo.
said Embo, yeah.
Oh, okay, all right. So
Yeah.
again,
Also, different hat. Yeah,
yeah, different hat.
not
I also-
Dave Filoni's hat.
I also want to ask, who do we feel Jennifer Beals is playing?
Oh.
Yeah,
No idea.
that's the new casting we just got dropped again. Like, again, still so much we don't know.
I don't know.
Who is the girl from the video game that's in all these comics now in the Bounty Hunter Wars? The Knights. Was it Knights?
Kira? Oh,
Yeah,
No.
Kira.
the Umbaran?
Well, no one mentioned Kira either.
Which
Is it? I thought it was something that's got all like this. She almost looks like a mummy. And she's like purple. I don't know if. I think she's also fighting with
yeah. Death
all the time.
I know who
Death
you're talking
Stick.
about now.
Yeah.
Death Stick.
You want to buy some death sticks?
You want to buy some lipsticks?
Not
I
for her. Shoot.
No, for me.
I just realized we might see Ochi Bastoon as well.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Oh my
we could see
God.
Ochi. We could see Kira.
Y'all caught up on Vader?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah.
They wouldn't use an asset like she's there. That actress, I always forget her name, but Daenerys, the Targaryen, like from Game of Thrones. Like she seems like she's so enthusiastic about these roles. I like, why not? Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. Do it. Do it.
Emilia Clarke.
Come on. Yeah.
Yes,
Emilia Clarke. Use her.
Yeah.
That's very true.
Why not? Yeah, but I feel like they probably wouldn't because they're still trying to figure out more of like Solo 2 or whatever the Lando series, whatever is gonna play into that. But I like, you have these characters, you throw them in there. Same thing with Jedi Fallen Order, Cameron, Cal Kestis.
Yeah.
Throw these characters. Why not? They're young, they have opportunity. Get them in there. Let's go.
Yeah. Bring back Alden. Let him play Han and Boba Fett. Let Boba have a face off of Han. Just knock them in.
Why
Yeah.
not? Why not? Let's go.
You get bearded Han like Battlefront style, like.
Yeah, that'll
We
be
get
sweet.
a young Ben Solo cameo. Him
He's like,
running
I have a
around.
baby. I'm sorry. I can't fight you anymore.
Uncle Wanwo.
Ammo, yeah, dude, Uncle Ammo.
Because, correct me if I'm wrong, because I still haven't read the Aftermath trilogy. Isn't it by this point Kashyyyk been liberated? And
Yes.
so Chewie's
Yeah, liberation of.
so Chewie's with his family basically, and Han is focusing on Ben right now, right? Because
We don't know when. I don't know if we know when they reunite.
We do not know when they reunite. However, it does not appear that he's with Chewie in Bloodline.
Okay.
Yeah, because that was definitely a goodbye. That was a man, that was sad. I don't even want to remember that part of the book. Change the subject.
But yeah, let's check the chat real quick.
Click.
Brooke says live action Cal, live action Cal, live action Cal. I've been wishing for this for so long. She
Yeah.
also said, but why would they bring Kira into Book of Bounty Hunters if they weren't gonna have her in Book of Boba Fett? True.
I feel like I don't know. I mean, because I feel like the movies, in my opinion, I feel like have way more priority than anything else. And I think a lot of times the writers can kind of do whatever they want in the expanded universe, because I feel like we won't know until the episodes come out, and then maybe, oh wow, Amelia Clark's there, Kira's there. But I feel like until then, I feel like everything else is like hush hush, and then you don't know when you're going to see those characters. But that's just how
yeah.
so I don't know.
Yeah. Element says Jennifer Beals as Death Stick. Could be Death Stick. But yeah. Anything else you guys want to touch on Book of Boba before we kind of get moving to Papa Pops?
I'll ask you guys. Do you think what are the chances you think we might see an adult Omega?
Very low.
Very low.
Very, very, very
Yeah,
low.
I would say.
Walking up
Probably
just
gonna-
going, brother.
Yeah. I think that's more Ahsoka series.
Yeah.
I think that's series. Because
You
have to-
dude.
that stuff that, we know that there's going to be a Bad Batch too. And I feel like it's the same thing with Cal Kestis. You know, if you put these characters too far down the timeline, any type of like value being in danger. Like, well, I already know this person lives past this, So, yeah, I think what.
Yeah, and
No, yeah, for sure.
again, my opinion is during Bad Batch, I know a lot of people were hyping up Omega's going to be in Book of Boba. I would have been on the hype train as well, except Bad Batch never set anything up to make it work. Like if Omega and Boba encounter each other, then there's that possibility for that door to be open. So I feel like that door is still not. It's just a cracked door. I don't think they'll touch it at all unless Book of Boba gets a season 2.
Hard.
Which it may.
Yeah.
It very well may.
I don't know how it fit into next year's slate, but they'll find a way.
But yeah, we also. I don't know. They always find a way. Just randomly announcing Loki season 2. Somehow Marvel just randomly did that and is going to incorporate that. So I'm sure if they're going to, they definitely could do that.
But yeah, let's move into some Papa Palps. So obviously, when we meet him in Phantom Menace, I know in Legends we have the whole Darth Plagueis trilogy or novel where we know where Palpatine's origins is. Obviously, with canon, we do not have that context. But we do now have the High Republic, and we kind of have a good idea of a roadmap of obviously we're building up to the Acolyte, which is going to be about the Sith. So we know at some point there's a possibility that Palpatine may show up and that kind of stuff. And obviously we have the context of everything with the Nile and everything. So I have to ask you, with the context of the High Republic, how do you feel about Palpatine's plan in the Phantom Menace? Let's go to Dagobir first.
Yeah, I saw it, and I actually had a little trouble trying to figure it out and answer it, because I feel like in terms of the High Republic, I feel like I don't want to get hate. Sorry, I'm just speaking my mind. I feel like a lot of the villains are kind of weak, and so I was really excited about
yeah, Malik is left.
I was pretty excited about the Drengir. I felt like the Drengir were probably the coolest threat that they had to face. And Marchion Ro was really cool, but I still feel like he's not there yet as the main omnipotent villain that we'd want to see, maybe after some backstory. And then you have the most recent story, Lorena D. And I feel like, for me, Lorena D just became this character that is absolutely dominating everybody else right now because of the audio drama they made for her. She just had such a great backstory, and I see her as way more dangerous than anybody else. But in form of Palpatine, and leading up to, what was it, 1,000 years before the Phantom Menace? I just don't know. I feel like we don't even really get a lot of Sith or dark side. I think the closest thing that we get to dark side is your boy Elzar Man.
Yeah. No.
And
yeah.
But that's why I like the High Republic, because it's not so bent on dark side, light side. It's more expressive, and it's expanding. There's way more stuff out there than just Sith, which is what I always appreciated about the expanded universe. So I really don't know yet. I think it's really hard to see, and I think that's one of the greatest strengths of the High Republic is that you don't know, because if there's anything for sure about the High Republic, they're gonna kill characters. So I think it's too early to tell right now.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Loden, we love you.
Rest in peace.
Spoilers. Ow.
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
It still hurts. I mean, yeah. And
Malik.
I agree, bro. Malik.
So how do I feel about Palpatine's plan in Phantom Menace? There are parts
No,
that still.
Malik. We're talking about the High Republic.
Oh my god.
There are parts where I go, huh? But still, it's all part of the main game. Again, Palpatine's playing chess on a 4D level while we're playing checkers still somehow. And we may not get how his plan works, but it worked.
Somehow.
Somehow,
I mean, yeah,
Palpatine's plans work.
He manipulates the Trade Federation, and you see Maul. First off, I love the Trade Federation. You're like, yeah, we can totally trust these two very shady dudes with black robes. Like, the one who's got like a monster face. But yeah, this is gonna work out so well for us. And he was like, "There's two of them now. What do we do?" But yeah, no, it's like it's confusing in some aspects, but still, like I did. That's what makes Palpatine so cool. He's the master planner, and all that stuff.
They had no chance.
I love it. They're like, we had a chance with this old white dude, but now we have this devilish figure. We're screwed.
No, I mean, as far as the High Republic is concerned, like when it comes to Palpatine's plan, like Palpatine wasn't not really in the picture at this point in time.
Yeah.
Of course, we'll have to wait and see what happens in the Acolyte, but at this point in time, especially if we're following the same kind of logic that we found in the Darth Bane book, the Sith are just biding their time. They're building allies and they are throwing things at it. I would not be surprised at all to find out that the Sith are behind both the Drengir and the Nihil.
Yeah, I would love that. Jesus, yeah.
I'm gonna bet money that it goes back. I mean, there's already evidence to suggest as much with, Mark Rose knowledge of how to deal with Force users and stuff like that. We know that the Sith were the ones that imprisoned the Drengir in the first place. So yeah, there's certainly evidence there, but following what Darth Bane would do is gain influence into every aspect, every corner of the galaxy, build his contacts, build his network of spies, amass wealth. And whenever a faction seemed big enough to become potentially problematic, he would make them launch their attacks before that they were ready, to guarantee their failure, so that he's not fighting on multiple fronts. So that's how I see it.
Also, I want to apologize. I don't know how my brain just heard the question of Phantom Menace, and I answered the wrong question.
No,
I just realized I did that.
No, you're good.
No,
you are all good.
And I was like, am I a dumbass? Like, I don't know what's
but like literally, I heard you. I'm like, wait a minute. Like, I don't know how my brain just heard a completely different question than what Carter asked, and I'm like, wait a minute.
When I hear
Also, side note,
yeah.
Jennifer Beals is playing a Twi'lek. She's
Okay.
We literally see her.
Okay. I didn't realize. I just said like a role when I saw it.
We're all frauds. All of us. We're all frauds.
we're not fake. We're fake fans, guys. Sorry, we shut down our channel.
No, I didn't know what she looked like, and so I just looked at. I was like, oh, I saw her.
Last episode of They Fly Now, I think you guys all telling us we don't fly anymore, actually. So.
We never flew.
We never flew. Never got off the ground.
Damn.
But Hereth, I want to know what do you think about the whole same question to you?
Like the context of the High Republic, or like that kind of stuff. So again, when I was writing this question, I originally was thinking about like obviously the events of the High Republic we see with the Nihil influencing the Jedi. I could see Palpatine or Plagueis being like, this is interesting. So this is how we do this thing. Like, I could see them, like, sitting in a room, like, with all these, like, hollow nets of, like, what happened from the past, and then being like, okay, so this, we could do this, okay, we just screw them over by doing, like, pressing this button. Like, I could see them, like, taking these situations and scenarios and, like, coming up with the clone army in the Republic. So that's what I was constantly thinking about when I saw that.
Yeah, definitely. I forget who said it, but we were all talking one day, and someone said, like, and I really liked how it may have been you, Hereth, actually. Someone was saying how they think each wave of the High Republic is going to be a different aspect of a challenge. So like the Nihil would be like like the strength aspect, and then like the next wave of High Republic books is going to be like the smart and trying to like outwit the Jedi, and then maybe like then the next the wave after that is going to be about something different, and then whoever the Sith is going to look back and be like, oh, so they did this by going like this, and this by this, and this to this, and then they're going to put it kind of all together, and then they're going to eventually come out with the plan that they did. I could definitely see that happening, but what they're doing like now, what we have in the High Republic, who knows?
I mean, they did just introduce the political aspect of it as well as the financial aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I mean, we're really gonna see what's gonna happen in the next phase here, especially with characters like Keith Trennis, Bell Zedifar. I feel like that's where a lot of these characters are going to. Although the story is really going to transcend and extend with those characters, and I'm very, very, very curious about what's gonna happen with Keith Trennis, because someone's gonna have to fall or lose their way.
Yeah.
And we. Some of it through some characters, but not to the extent I think we all envisioned before this all got off the ground. So, we'll wait.
Mean,
before it started flying, if you may say.
We know there's a Jedi Trennis who's part of the Lost 20. So
yes,
what does that mean?
Maybe
Yeah.
I can't.
Carter's talking to TikTok as per usual. He's like, yo, this is my TikTok.
Yeah, if I look away, if I'm like looking away, I'm looking at my TikTok camera. Just a heads up, so I'm not like looking away talking to someone. I'm just trying to guide people to the podcast.
You're
He's
like,
like yelling
yo,
at like his overworked camera guy, like, hold it steady.
we need to keep it live. Put the boom mic directly 5 inches over my head.
You're not getting paid this week.
I will let you know that my phone is at like 9%. So if I vanish, sorry. I'm just letting you know.
Oh no, you're all good. But yeah, my man Bell cannot take any more. But I mean, Bell, it can't like. Claudia cannot do any more. Like
She can. She can and she will, Carter. She can and she will.
Look through my eyes, man.
If DJO did us dirty like that, then Claudia
Oh,
can.
DJO did it so dirty.
You think they're your friends because they reply to you on Twitter? Nah, dude, they're waiting.
Kevin Scott's just like waiting, oh, I can't wait to see
They
what
are
they do
literally
next.
paid to hurt you, Carter.
Hey, all I have to say, Claudia Gray follows They Fly Now on Instagram.
6 dice.
Let's go.
Not trying to flex.
Drive, it's
but
about power. We stay hungry.
the work for the hours. Take what's ours. Ducking some.
Copyright.
You just get boomed. String gets shut down. But yeah, so let's get back to Palpatine, because I feel like we could start talking about the High Republic and then go on a whole High Republic ramble forever. But what are your guys' thoughts on like Palpatine manipulated the Republic into gaining an army and basically giving him all emergency powers somehow? Let's go to Malik first, because you look like you got something to say.
I hate it so much because this goes to Jar Jar. He's just like, oh, Jar Jar, who would have the courage to vote me into power? Jar Jar's like,
Why did you say that like Sice Noodles? That's what
I don't know. It's like I was just like, oh, like he's just like he literally goes, oh, who would have the courage, Jar Jar? And then Jar Jar's just like, Misa can do it, and then it happened.
No, it's not even Palpatine. It's his like assistant guy. He's like, I wonder who's gonna help us fix this situation. I mean, like he looks at Jar Jar, like it's like Palpatine, real subtle over here.
It's like, who'd have thought that like the major crux of Palpatine's plan was Jar Jar Binks? Like,
So sad. It's a joke.
Yeah, Dad,
It's a
you
joke.
wanna go next?
Yeah, no, it's a joke though, man. Like it's just like they had I think Choco, we talked about this in the last podcast with explaining everybody, right? They had no chance. They had no shot. This man is literally he's the pinnacle of 1,000-year plan. You're not going to stop him. Generations have been playing for him, and he's toying on both sides of the factions.
From both.
It's no joke. This man is literally in the middle of it, and I hate. I mean, I love the prequels so much. You know, I was born in them, and they'll always be my favorite. But I hate how this man is literally eating lunch with them every day, and he's just like, Lord guy, guys, you know, like it's a joke. It's a joke. It's so they were so out of there. Nobody had a shot. No one had a chance, man.
I am not throwing away my shot.
Yeah.
Throwing away my shot.
And I are dead.
Yo, I'm just like my country.
Can we get like a Hamilton, but like now it's Palpatine?
With
And
Palpatine.
it's just all of the songs are redone with Palpatine.
Here comes the
now.
Chancellor.
Ladies and gentlemen, here comes the Chancellor, the pride of Naboo.
Chief Palpatine, we are outgunned.
Oh my god.
Like-
What? By me? I'm the other team.
Wait, no, I can imagine like we fought for him,
Well,
but it's
no.
just from Dooku's point of view.
No,
I
be like,
died for him.
Yeah. Oh god.
no, when it's like
Paulson,
we're
I loved him.
outgunned. We're like, we are outgunned, outplanned. We're like, wait, we're not outplanned because Palpatine's behind it all.
We're
Cal-
just planned and gunned.
I also just
We
say,
have plans and guns. How's that?
I hate that Lords of the Sith comes with this little thing because it says like motion was proposed by Representative Jar Jar Binks of Naboo, and I'm like, I hate it. I don't want it in writing. I hate it.
Chris
And
isn't
because of
Gen
that,
Z
everyone
stuff,
hates him. Everyone hates Jar Jar forever after that. So
Yeah. That's
And now he's a street clown on Naboo.
Aw.
oh god. Suffering. It's all suffering, guys. It's all it is.
Pain.
Yeah, but yeah, it's like Malik said earlier. Like the man's really playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers. Oh wait, Choco, did you answer that
no,
question?
he's playing chess, and no one else is aware of that a game is
Yeah.
being played at all. He just
playing-
walks up one day, and then with a king, he sets it down and knocks it over and goes checkmate, and you're like, who are you?
Who are you?
That's kind of how I see it. No, his plans in the Phantom Menace. I mean, he just knew that there had to be some sort of conflict, and he knew what players needed to be involved, and he just walked up and like stirred up the beehive. I actually think that we actually kind of overstate how meticulous his plans are,
Yes.
because I don't think his plans are very general at first, and they get more and more specific as time goes. And he actually does fail a lot. But he just has to like, okay, call an audible, like
Yeah.
Grievous,
Maul-
come pick me up.
Maul was truly his apprentice.
Yeah.
And like Maul goes out, and then he thinks Maul dies, and he's like, okay, well, on to the next one. He's a master at calling audibles.
Mhm.
Yeah,
He's,
More than anything else.
man
Yeah.
would be a great quarterback.
no, he was.
He's a man.
Well, he would. In my opinion, I think he would be a great general manager. He would have a vision.
Yeah,
He would hire the staff. He would get it going.
Doesn't he coach the Patriots?
Are we not too sure?
I think he does.
Yeah. It's so funny.
Am I wrong?
I brought up the
No, you're not.
dating. Like, I feel like underappreciating how much Palpatine did, because especially when you have a character like Thrawn, who, you know, Timothy Zahn writes that character so well, and you really get to see how meticulous and how thought out Thrawn's plan is. And I feel like at times a lot of people feel like Thrawn may be a greater tactician. but Thrawn wasn't, on the like literally the anchor of this generational conflict and playing both sides. And I'm not saying like Thrawn is a weaker tactician or anything, but like what Palpatine had to do and what Palpatine did, like he's the ultimate bad. I'm really not sure if anyone in Star Wars will be like more of a bad than him, because he's just too much. He's the guy, dude. Like he is the shadow. He's
I love in one of the Thrawn books when Thrawn is talking to Palpatine. It's like you can like Thrawn. It's not how he talks to everyone else. He's like, I need to be careful. Like I need to really like walk a thin line when I'm talking to this guy. I need to choose my words very carefully. Like he's nervous talking to Palpatine. I'm like, who else can make him nervous? So I'm definitely not gonna push that.
I think Palpatine takes him onto like this like nice balcony, and he's like, "Oh my god, this guy is a freak!" Like,
I think it's the opening sequence of Treason or Alliance.
No, I'm gonna deafen while you guys are talking about this because I am reading Thrawn right now.
Oh, okay, all right, yeah. Oh, sorry, I won't talk about it, but yeah, it gets silly.
We're not going to talk about Carter. We're not going to talk Carter undeafened. We're not going to talk about it.
It's okay.
Oh no.
I can't have a rule of thumb that the hosts don't deafen up.
Chat, tell Carter to undeafen.
So
this I don't get invited to podcasts.
I mean, that's Malik's jobs in VCs anyway. He just spoils stuff left and right, so come on.
Oi! What?
Okay.
He's talking now, but he's muted. Oh, he's talking to his
He's doing his TikTok.
Okay, well, I mean, I guess we can move on.
Alright, it's our show now.
Because we just take it over and Carter's out of the picture now.
Okay, am I good?
You're good.
You're fantastic.
We didn't even talk
Okay,
about
I don't
it.
want any spoilers.
We were just talking.
We did.
We were just shit talking the entire
You guys said you
time.
were talking spoilers, so I
We just-
deafened myself.
Good.
I
You got Palpatine.
uh,
So
if
anyway,
you kind of get us into
let's move on to the Clone Wars. And obviously, with the Clone Wars, and like we said, Palpatine's just playing 4D chess. He's making his little moves. He's just doing his little stuff.
Can I say before we go on to Clone Wars, there's one thing that Palpatine does do that I love, but also hate, and that's in the Anakin and Obi-Wan comic. Before, like he starts pretty much grooming Anakin when he's a kid, which yikes! But he takes him like Anakin's training, and Palpatine's all like, "Hey, Mace Windu, I wanna take Anakin out for like private like lessons." And Mace was like, "That's weird. Why?" Like Palpatine's like, "Well, I'm like above you, so I'm gonna take Anakin." Mace is like, I can't say no, but that's weird. And Palpatine then just takes Anakin out to a nightclub, and like they get into like a fight, and I'm just like, what is happening? This relationship gets way more creepier with that context.
Yeah.
Not from the Jedi.
Yeah, it's like Palpatine's in full on like sinister robes and everything looking too. I'm like, why did Anakin not tell Obi-Wan? Yeah, so Palpatine took me to an adult nightclub last night. Like, how did that conversation go?
If we work together, we can get the girl.
We can get the girls.
You can learn this. Not from a Jedi.
It's like
Oh my god.
it's like the weirder, darker version of Plo Koon taking Ahsoka out for investigations.
It's just very, very kind of weird. But yeah, Hereth, if you want to guys going into Clone Wars, if anyone has anything else to touch on before we get there.
No.
No. Alright.
Palpatine's a creeper.
Palpatine's a creeper. Oh man. All right, let's get
Creeper?
ready.
Oh man, so we back in the mud.
Okay. I was hoping no
This
one
is
would
like,
notice that.
Do you want to make like a music podcast, Carter? Do you want like? Are you trying to break out into song like into like a musical career?
I swear I'll start singing random songs like 5 times throughout the episode, and it's been like happening for the past like 3 episodes. But you know, I think I just got to. I don't know. Just got to.
Just got.
Sometimes
It's a thing now.
the rhythm takes you, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Going back to Clone Wars. Again, with the scheme of Clone Wars, like you said, Palpatine's playing 4D chess. He's making his little moves. He's doing his little shit. Then, obviously, with the Bounty Hunter arc, we see that like Palpatine, really the main crux of the Clone Wars. Obviously, besides manipulating the Jedi, it's just seeing where Anakin's at. He's like, all right, where's Anakin at today? Okay, he's doing this. Oh, never mind, he can't be my apprentice yet. So, I gotta ask, how do you guys feel about basically the Clone Wars just being this giant trial to test to see where Anakin's currently at? And I see Chaco is like looking like intriguingly. I see the cogs going in his mind.
Well, I mean, we have the context from Dave Filoni himself when he talks about the arc, the Reiko Hardin arc, that although that was a whole story told from Obi-Wan's perspective, that was Palpatine's first attempt to turn. He wanted to turn Anakin at that point in time. His plan to do so ultimately failed, and he just like, all right, just pick up your sticks and keep going, you know, like we'll try again later. But yeah, he's, as long as they don't know who he is and what exactly he wants, he can try as many times as he can. And if he didn't turn Anakin when we saw it in Revenge of the Sith, he would have just kept trying. You know, he would have just delayed Order 66. He could go on forever. He's controlling both sides, you know?
Yeah.
Dagavir, same thing to you.
Yeah, no, I mean, like it's and that's what I think is the beauty of the Clone Wars. And I feel like it's so different. I'm not sure if you'll ever see any of that in any of the newer episodes, future episodes of Star Wars, but it's just because Palpatine, he just has those infinite lives, those, you know, that he could just come back and plan out all these things, because that's the beauty of it, because that's what he wants. And I just rewatched the end of Clone Wars with Ahsoka and Darth Maul, and, you know, the entire scene, you know, about the apprentices of power who ultimately, I mean, if there's a what if episode, I would love to see a what if Ahsoka teamed up with Darth Maul, and did their thing, and how that would go, because Anakin plays a huge part in all of this. You know, he essentially is he doesn't really kill, but he kills, you know, Mace Windu, and then from that it's the fall of the Jedi in Order 66. I still think though Palpatine Anakin, just because he had so many you know, plans, and there was just I felt like the Jedi were just too far in before they realized, you know, they were all about to get destroyed. But yeah, the Clone Wars is so beautiful because it's enhanced not just by the movies, but the comics and the books and the animated series. And there's just so many finite battles that were lost with the Jedi that ultimately could have, you know, halted, or at the very least helped them succeed against this war, and also Darth Sidious. But I feel like there's just so many little losses, little battles that ultimately just became their undoing throughout that entire span of that war.
Yeah.
No, yeah, for sure. Yeah, you said that really, really well. And Malik, same thing to you.
So Palpatine, the Clone Wars, it was so like much like Chaka said earlier. It's so fun to see him call audibles constantly, but also to call audibles very, very well. He does it so good. Where it's like, was it actually part of my plan, or was it? It actually was. I'm so torn on like what is my favorite like aspect of Palpatine throughout the Clone Wars, because like it was cool to see him like be political, but also like be like the shoulder to lean on for Anakin when to make him seem like, oh yeah, I'm there for you, man. Like, yeah, that's really messed up, Jedi, to include you on their plans with Obi-Wan. Why didn't they tell you about that, huh? It's really, I don't like that either, huh? You should do your own thing, Anakin. Oh my god, that final arc of Palpatine just going like, I love overpowered Force God Palpatine.
Yes.
Not like, exaggeration to say Force God, but like to see him like use the Force bond between Dooku and Yoda to like attack Yoda's core and soul was so freaking cool. Like,
Yeah.
I'm more like, I like seeing, like, it's funny, I'm not a huge Sith guy, but I like seeing Palpatine just like in his natural element of just like wielding the just like on the natural just like awesome power of the Force. It's so cool to see. That's good.
Oh no, I was just saying that's why he's so, in my opinion, like he's just like he's the pinnacle because he's just so different from everybody else in his ability.
I like, and then there's so many other things you see, like we see the seeds of the Inquisitors planted, you know, with the kidnapping children, and him just like once again being creepy with the kids, like you will be my agents, like in the hologram.
It's so it always gives me. So,
yeah, it's like yeah, but one of my personal favorite things also from Clone Wars is Dave Filoni said in an interview, then the Xyla Beast arc. The Xyla Beast is when he yells, he's saying, "That guy's a Sith. That guy's a Sith. Why are you arresting him? He's a Sith according to Dave Filoni." But he said none of them speak Xyla Beast, so they don't know. Xyla Beast is trying to warn them. That they're oh my god, it's just endless, like it's just like, and the dude's just like, the dude's at war with himself, like and like when they figured it out, it was too late. Jedi are like, oh, so Dooku ordered the clones. That's really bad. But they've proven good. We're gonna keep a lid on this. We're not gonna say anything. I think they said not even say anything to the Chancellor, right? As Palpatine's like just in his chair. He's just in his chair, just going like, yeah, no, nothing.
He just goes,
so
Yahtzee.
Like, I'm gonna do what's called a pro gamer move, buddy. It's just like, it's such a delight in that show.
Did Dave Filoni really say that about the Xylo Beast?
Yeah, that's not
Yes, his interview.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
kidding.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's why he kept looking at him and was just like pissed the whole time. I'm like, it's him. It's him. Guys.
The order's so bad.
And like he was just only trying to kill Palpatine, really. Yeah.
Like, why are you trying to hit me? He's evil.
He's evil. You know, like the scene or the Pixar short when the guy is just playing chess with themselves and he keeps going back and forth making moves. That's just Palpatine. He's like, I'll do this thing.
Pretty much.
Palpatine's also like everyone has that one friend who you'll be like talking to on the phone, whatever. You'll be having like a really good conversation. They just go, okay, gotta go, bye, hang up.
I mean,
Like-
I do that just in general. Is that not right?
No, but like he'll be like in the freaking what's it called, like the Holocron heist arc. Well, the reason I'm thinking of this because I'll just talk about it on the Pods One podcast, which if you haven't, go check them out. They're a great show. But so we were talking about the Holocron heist arc, and whenever like they have the kids and everything, literally Palpatine's like, okay, bye, hang up the phone, and then Anakin walks in. Well,
Yeah.
see you guys later. Peace out.
He's like, oh, my manipulation child's here. Click.
They're trying to hang out, like, no. Keeps missing the button. But if you, what moment or moments stood out to you guys about Anakin and Palpatine's relationship in the Clone Wars? And let's go to Malik, then we'll go Dagavir, then we'll go Chaka.
For me, it's when I point to like their relationship, it's gotta be the it's a toss up between either the Clovis arc or the bounty hunter arc, because again, times where Anakin is going through really great stress that he's not having a good time. Granted, they are in a war, but still, he's just not having a good time in this war. And be it the stress of losing his best friend and being lied to by the council, or the stress of Clovis being existing. And it's like. And like we see, like Palpatine's that guy who says, "No, dude, I get it. You're on the right, man. Dude, like you need me to pull something for you? I'll pull something for you, man. I'll get you approved. I'll send you on that mission. Nah, fam, you're right. And just like it's just telling him what he wants to hear, and then and being that support, to think like Anakin told Palpatine about the Tusken Raider like incident in Attack of the Clones, like. That's insane to think about, And then you go back to the Fives arc where Fives tries to tell him like, dude, like there's a conspiracy. Palpatine's in on it. Anakin's like, you're a liar. Palpatine's not in on it. He's my friend.
My favorite moment in the Fives arc.
Chief Palpatine is a saint.
He's a saint. My favorite moment with the Fives arc with Palpatine is I love how when they're talking to Shaak Ti and when Palpatine rolls in, he goes, everybody leave the room.
I was just gonna mention
and then Palpatine walks into Fives like, yo, I'm gonna tell you the entire script of Revenge of the Sith, and I'm gonna tell you exactly what's gonna happen in what order.
I was like, all right. He's like, I'm out. He's like, I'm out. No. He starts like freaking out. He's like running down all the steps. Bob just goes on a run. Man, like just straight. He's like, all right, I'm gonna head out now. And then starts freaking out, but no one believes poor Fives.
I can see him. He's like, okay, check it. And then at the end, I'm gonna go, Galactic Empire. Is that gonna be sick, right? It's gonna be sick. Am I right?
Runs out. It's like, starts like crying. Well, since Dad Give Your left, let's go to Choco next.
There's a few moments that kind of jump out to me, but like, when, let me go back. Are we talking the films too, or specifically Clone Wars?
Both.
Just Clone Wars series right now.
Yeah.
Okay. For me, it's just every time he like looks at the camera and has like like he's trying not to laugh, like he's Jimmy Fallon, but just a little bit better at it.
Jimmy Fallon.
Like something happens and he's like, you don't say. Yeah, I think there was a Sith Lord, but we got him. It's like, oh, you got him, huh? Good job. Sith Lords were our specialties, and he's like,
I think my favorite moment like that is in the Son of Dathomir comic when like they say like, here's an update about what Dooku's doing with Maul. Oh, okay.
I was going to mention that.
He just turns around to the window to hide his face. Like,
I love how Mace Windu is like, I think Maul and Dooku are the Sith Lord. Palpatine's like, interesting. I have no idea. He just kind of like turns around.
But ultimately, though, the best moment is when he takes down Savage and Maul and just makes them look like children. And like he's like, oh man, I haven't gotten to stretch my legs in a bit, and he just like, yeah, he just tears them to pieces.
He's savoring. They lock Saber. He just goes, haha. Like he's savoring it. It's like,
I would like to kill you. It's like, yes, I know you would.
I like in the Legends of the Sith or the Sith book, Secrets of the Sith, he describes his lightsabers as they were an exquisite pair.
But
he also like pulls a Yoda right when he walks into that room with Savage and Maul. Like Yoda in Revenge of the Sith just goes, and Palpatine's guards are gone, and then as Palpatine walks in, the Mandalorians are just like dead and
Just dying. not just instant. They're just like choking, slowly losing air, and there's no effort whatsoever. Just like allows it. Like
I still have to give the better entrance to Yoda because he just kind of like shrugs. He's just like, ugh. Ugh.
He's like, I've been summoned.
They get to react.
apprentice you have.
They get to react to like you.
Then why leave?
If so
You
powerful
would not
you
stop
are,
me.
why leave?
I feel like this episode is gonna be us just like quoting Palpatine and doing our Palpatine impressions for like the whole.
Can we also
I will
mention
pay
how,
your price for your lack of vision.
can we also talk about how Palpatine is a man of taste and a man who loves orchestras,
Oh yeah,
fine music.
And
Yes.
just like silky velvety robes. Like when he siphons off of the dyad and Rise, and then he's like, I gotta change real quick.
Oh my god, the red rose, like, don't I look incredible?
Look what I've made. He's just like going to the crowd like
They're like chanting, ha, shaha. I do like that does come back actually in my Aftermath books, like Palpatine's just love of like music and the opera and how like he kind of transcribes that to his plan, stuff like that. Like, nah, it's a symphony. Like, it's like, oh.
Palpatine would definitely love Hamilton.
Oh, for sure.
100%.
Palpatine would be a Hamilton man. But again, going back into the Clone Wars, you already talked about like Palpatine's schemes and his relationships. So I feel like it's a kind of good segue to get into Revenge of the Sith as Carter is talking to his TikTok chat again because he's become Juju's sister.
Juju, do not bash my man Juju. He's hurt.
Okay.
Get bashed.
Anyway, going back into Empire, Revenge of the Sith, and kind of still in relation to Anakin. I've always wondered this when I was watching Revenge of the Sith. Do you guys think Palpatine implanted Padme's like death visions in his Anakin's mind just to kind of like startle him? Because I feel like that's kind of like it's not stated, but it's like kind of just kind of hinted at. Go ahead to Shaka first.
R.I.P. Dagobah.
You guys can hear me, right?
You can hear it.
Yeah.
Okay. For some reason these aren't acting as a monitor anymore, and it's weird for some reason. Anyways, I do not think so. I feel like I feel like a lot of it is like indirectly planted in his head. Meaning like not by use of the Force, but by him just always like talking him up, and then like, oh well, you know, you're gonna be the most powerful of all the Jedi, and you're gonna have so much power, and then oh, you lost your mom, and like just kind of like harping on loss and attaining power over and over again. That's kind of like how I don't know. That's how I see it.
Yeah.
No.
I never thought of it that way because like Palpatine does kind of like he doesn't. I never thought about the angle of like he didn't implant it, but like he did kind of like seed it a little bit where he goes, you remember about your mother and the Sand people. So like yeah, it is kind of he doesn't like I don't think again it's actually an interesting theory. I never thought about that angle before. Malik.
No, I feel like that's just like I always felt like I personally don't like the idea of like Palpatine planting the visions inside of Anakin. It definitely does seem like a very Palpatine thing to do, but I think I like the fact that like at what point was it like, you know, like is it like Palpatine just like literally stringed everything along, you know? But I do enjoy that's like, you know, the Force, like it comes to you, like visions like that happens. Like I think there's a whole arc of that with Ahsoka where she keeps seeing Padme being assassinated and just like work along with that. I've always enjoyed that aspect where like the Force isn't good or evil, it's just this thing that gives you what it feels like it needs to give you for balance here and there. And if at that time, like it gave Anakin the visions of Padme dying, and you know, Palpatine like again, he probably didn't see that, but again, thought, thank you for telling me that. That's really useful. I'll start using that against you now. And you know, it's me personally, no, I don't think Palpatine implanted the visions. I think that's more so just the will of the Force happening, around Anakin and his story. That's a whole other episode.
Yeah.
That Chaco did, I believe.
Choco's done everything at this point.
I mean, you're 60 episodes deep.
Me,
Ooh.
70.
Oh my god.
Yeah, something like that.
Holy crap! I hope we get to that point. I'm sure we will.
Oh yeah, just keep grinding.
Gotta keep
Yeah, last week was episode number 70.
Hey, go check it out if you haven't
Nice.
already.
How could you miss
It was
it?
a good. I know. Well, I'm gonna adjust the chat real quick just because we haven't done that in a little bit.
Yeah.
Star
Yeah,
Wars
you
Lover
matter,
says,
chat.
The Zillow Beast said, "Fine, I'll do it myself."
Taking the buildings along with it.
That's awesome. Kieran, no. Brooke says, well, Plo Koon taking Ahsoka out isn't even weird because they're both Jedi.
Yeah.
You would think so.
Everyone go follow Brooke. She's gonna become very entertaining as Book of Boba Fett is about to
That
come
is very,
out.
very true.
Oh yeah.
I cannot wait to see Brooke's content when Book of Boba comes out.
Dude,
Yeah, it's gonna be popping off.
Brooke and Char are gonna have this hilarious effect when Book of Boba comes out. They're both gonna be menaces to society, and I'm here for it.
Yeah, it's going to be incredible. Took the words right out of my mouth. I cannot wait to see it.
Pods on Podcast says we'll catch your career with great interest. And Brian with the beard, what's going on? Same thing with you, Element 7. And Sodman, thank you guys all for joining us. And Talk Star Wars Topics, Kieran Barr. Sorry, had to shout them out real quick before we kind of moved any further.
Don't apologize. Those are some awesome people you just referenced.
Yeah, gotta shout out the people
I
who
love
are
all those
supporting it.
people.
Heck,
An Element with a Quinlan Voss in the chat.
Element always places his Quinlan Vosses very patiently and strategically. But anyways, I feel like for the most part we kind of covered most of the stuff what's happened with Revenge of the Sith. Obviously we have Palpatine, we talked about Palpatine and Visions and all that, and we talked about the Clone Wars and how it's basically just a scheme to get Anakin under his thumb. So I feel like moving into Carter's favorite topic was kind of a good segue into there, and with the reign of the Empire and the dominance that lasted for 23 years, we gotta talk. Carter, this is your job to segue.
Alright, so Palpatine in Rebels is just awesome. I don't know, and bringing my boy Ezra in it and a part of his plan, that's so cool. But what do you guys think? What do you guys think Palpatine's plans were with possibly using the world between worlds? If he could gain access to them, what do you think he was gonna do? Because he probably would not have been good. And thank you to Ezra for having the willpower to say no. That's all I gotta say. The boy's awesome. The boy, such a good guy. But if you want, let's go to Malik first.
I can't even comprehend what he would have done. It's just all of history, all of time, just available to someone like Palpatine. I can't even imagine if every failure he had just wasn't a failure. It's it's something I can't even think. I don't know. And honestly, another thing, it's hey, would that be the first time is that something that would have been beyond Palpatine's understanding and even his comprehension and even his power, if he met, because also because you can't just take Kanan out, you're gonna upset the balance. Palpatine, would that have been like Palpatine's first like hard lesson of like, nah, like you're messing with forces way beyond your comprehension, dude. And like it would all, I feel like if Palpatine did like mess with the world between worlds, his very carefully constructed Jenga tower would have come crashing down much faster, because like that's like a building block of the fundamentals of the universe he wants to like mess around with. Nah, like he's going like that would have, I think that would have blown up on his face bad.
Yeah, I kind of take a different approach looking at it. To me, the world between worlds feels more like, well, I believe that I believe that the only reason Ahsoka was able to cross over is because of the life of the daughter, right?
Yeah.
There was an interview with a Collider, and Dave Filoni was talking to Harlow. I can't remember the guy's name. But he mentions that like had Ezra tried, he would have been destroyed. So I kind of think of it kind of like flow walking from Legends, where Jason Solo would use flow walking, where he could look at past events, couldn't really alter them, but he could gain information of them. He could like, it was kind of stupid at certain times. You're like, oh, the mystery of who did this, and then he just like goes there in the past and looks. He's like, it was you. I saw you do it. So yeah, but he would flow walk forward and use it to see different futures, and then would try to manipulate events in order to either go towards or away from it. And that's kind of how I envision Palpatine using it, which would have been very bad. Like he would have seen Rey. Rey would never have had a chance to get away. And I that's kind of how it pops off to me.
Yeah, I never thought about that, because like again, I always imagine what Malik would imagine, and like Palpatine just like screwing around with stuff that he shouldn't even be touching and like destroying everything he built. But I never thought about the possibility of Palpatine just using it as a gateway to be like, so this is what's gonna happen in this future. Gonna avoid this.
Yeah. This is my plan. Who foils it? Okay, we'll kill him now.
Yeah. Sorry, granddaughter, it's time to go.
Until he gets stopped by Quinlan Voss.
Hey.
All right, here we go.
Elements like
Just saying.
I just imagine Elements like, screaming like ah.
He's gonna cameo in something, and it's gonna be crazy.
You think Dagovere had the biggest hype? Element when Quinlan Voss shows up, it's gonna be like 10 times more hype.
The dyad whenever Quinlan Voss shows up is gonna be crazy.
Have you guys seen like the art for Quinlan in the Secrets of the Sith book?
It's so
it's
good.
very scary. Like yikes, he looks terrifying in that art.
You mean Captain Enigma?
Oh yeah,
Professor
Admiral Enigma, something like that. But oh my god.
No,
Not to be confused with the Riddler.
The Riddler.
yeah,
Wow.
which would be pretty cool. Batman is gonna be awesome.
Speaking of interesting enigmas and going forward with that, so obviously with the reign of the Empire finally falls, Vader betrays Palpatine, and we move into the new section of canon with the contingencies and everything that's set up. I know Malik's about to get hyped.
I love these contingencies, man. I love them so much.
So, going first, we have the first thing that was kind of introduced in canon. We have Operation Cinder in Battlefront and in Shattered Empire. I was gonna ask, obviously, we're beyond that. It was like 6-7 years ago when this was first revealed. But I was gonna ask, like, what were your original thoughts when you first heard about it, read about it? I don't know, listened about it anywhere. So I guess I'll go to Malik first, because I know he's a hype man.
I thought it was the most when I was this is 2015. I've been starved for more Star Wars content, but I'm about to get it. Here we go. Like, Force Awakens is coming out. I'm in the hype. Everything's coming. Rebels is happening, and like it's just, I'm feeling good. I read Shattered Empire, and Palpatine pulls the most Palpatine thing ever. I lost. No, you all lost. Like, and he just decides scorched earth everything. Nothing's gonna stand. Nothing gets to stay. I remember like being so fat. Like, what is this like red sentinel thing with his face? I'm like, what is this? And just like, I love the fact when it gives the speech, like, you will be the instrument of my will. Like when it shows in Battlefront 2, it's like word for word the exact same speech it gave in the comic. And I'm like,
That's amazing.
So cool. And I lost. I like they answer it later on, like, surprise, they're just robots. I'm like, oh my god. And then like, my favorite scene is literally just before the Battle of Endor. I think it's in the Aftermath books where it's like it's Palpatine talking to one of his subordinates, and he's all like, I sense a battle coming, and he's like, you're gonna win, right? He goes, I will, one way or another. And I'm like,
one way
or another. I'm
Find you.
gonna get you from that guy.
From that guy.
pretty much. No, I loved it because it's I mean it was totally Palpatine channeling his inner Eric Cartman and being like, screw you, I'm going home.
Yeah. Screw you guys, I'm going to Mexico.
Peace, I'm out of here. Dude.
But you know, like one of my favorite levels in Battlefront 2 was that trip with Delmico, where you're going to, you know, the Emperor's vault, and like, God, I don't know, it was just so good because he was just like, there's no locks here. They're like, yeah, no, they're on the inside. You have to use the Force. It's like, why would the Emperor have locks you would have to use the Force to open? I don't know. Why do you think? But Delmico was there to destroy it, and like that was the big part of it is there was Imperial worlds as well, and like Naboo was on the list, and you find out not only is this just like a big screw you, but he's covering his tracks. He is destroying all evidence of any of his plans, and you know, that mission is where Luke gets the hyperspace compass.
In Secrets of the Sith, he said, I think he also says it's like they failed to keep it to save me and preserve my empire. They don't get, this is their punishment. I'm like, geez. Yeah. like
in the Aftermath book when he's talking to Gallius Rax, and he's like, you know why when it's checkmate you don't keep playing, right? And you're like, well, it's like because no one else deserves to live after you lose your king. And you're like, oh Jesus. He's like, nope, clear off the board and start again. And you're like, okay, yeah, no, that's dark. And so that was the whole plan. And if you want the rest of it, you gotta read Alpha Squadron.
I will. It's on my shelf. They're right, all three of them
too.
right there. I love it, and just like it's just like you just look at like Palpatine's whole thing, like it's just like literally like a super Star Destroyer was just missing. Like they lost just a super Star Destroyer, and they just didn't know where it was because it was all part of Palpatine's plan. It was like,
it's a big galaxy, man.
It's
It's
just
a
like,
big galaxy.
it's just like so much about like just that story arc, and just like from like Battle of Endor to Battle of Jakku is some of like my favorite Star Wars stuff of all time. It's so good.
Bruh. Let me tell you about the Battle of Jakku in Alphabet Squadron. Oh my god, it is the best thing ever. But yeah, losing a superstar, that'd be like a pilot walking out and the jumbo jet's gone, and he's like,
where is it?
Where did I park it? Did I like you don't lose them. It's not like, someone took your car keys out, you know, like there's treachery afoot.
It's
That's
like
all I'm saying.
it's It's like that one episode of Rebels when Ezra and Zeb steal the TIE fighter and just hide it somewhere.
You're gonna say that.
It's like, you just check out the track. You take out the track signal. Yeah, get it, Ezra. It's the red one. It's the yellow one. So good.
Or it's like you walk into like a locker room, like a high school locker room, and there's like shoes.
Nope.
No, I'm saying, okay, like there's like a random like shoe somewhere, and you're like, how did you leave one singular shoe in the locker room? Like what?
Just don't notice it. And it's like the fact, and like it's just cool. Like everyone had their part to play. I think one of my favorite things about like reading the Star Wars books is also like getting to see how like these regular people like view Palpatine, and seeing Palpatine from the POV of just like an average Joe, and having be like this mythical, almost like not real being when they see it. Like Lost Stars, when Sienna Ree sees Palpatine, she's like, she feels it in her core. She's all like, "This is my emperor." Like what? Like what? And then like Gallius Rax talks about when he first met Palpatine, how like just like the eyes bore into him. He felt just like in his core. It's like the whole like dynamic of like seeing Palpatine from below is so cool, and such an like underappreciated like motif to me.
Yeah. Oh, and then last thing on like the contingency plan is when you get to see the little fingers of it in the other books as well. You get to hear in the Tarkin book that he feels something from outside the galaxy calling to him, and his master was obsessed with trying to live forever, and he's like he was thinking too small. I'm going to remake the galaxy. Is what Palpatine said. So you're like, there was always these breadcrumbs. He was using Thrawn's knowledge of the chaos and everything to try and map the outside, and that's why in Aftermath you find out that he has observatories on all of the Outer Rim planets, looking outward to map things. Because why? He's trying to find Exegol or whatever was calling to him. Like there's
Phasma, why is one of Palpatine's personal ships crashed on this planet? Like it's just
man, Disney
so
had no
good.
planning at all. I don't know what you guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the sequel trilogy was so unplanned.
Disney had no planning at all, man.
It's and it's only gonna get even more expanded, and then to see it all come to fruition with what we'll get to. It's just like it's seeing how much effort he puts into it. It's a lot more satisfying that he overlooked just some girl in the desert.
A girl in the desert. Man, it's just deserts.
Some scavenger girl who is nothing.
The no patch of the power within me.
So speaking of that, did any of you, and this is kind of open up to the floor and to the chat also, did you guys think that Snoke would be connected to Palpatine like before Rise of Skywalker, before anything got revealed?
yes.
Simplistic.
No. Two different answers. I don't know who wants to start with the explanation. I think Chaco should probably start because I went last time,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, after seeing I read all the novelizations as well, and so when Mark Thompson starts reading in Palpatine's voice, I was like, oh, he might be coming back. While Rey is fighting Kylo Ren, and like after she reaches into the Force and starts pushing him back, it's Palpatine's voice like urging her to kill him, and she's resisting it, right? She's resisting this temptation to the dark side, and that was the first time I was like, oh, he might be there. But then in all of the like art of books for all of them, and I guess there wasn't a lot inside of the films, I should say that to make me believe it, but all of the art of books, they talk about like their ideas for a Sith that's behind everything, pulling all the strings, and they made it very clear in The Force Awakens that Snoke was not a Sith. I'm like, okay, like we're not doing this without the Sith. So where is he?
Where is he?
Where's my boy? Because like I remember back in the day, I remember when like all the Snoke theories were popping out. It was like Snoke is Mace Windu, Snoke is Plagueis, Snoke is this person, Snoke is that
Snoke is
person.
Mace Windu.
That's literally a theory.
Oh yeah, yeah.
When was that a theory?
It
It was a big theory for a while. Yeah.
People thought Kylo Ren was Luke.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude, like look it up. Like, no, not look it up, but like still, like it was a thing back then.
Who?
And that's why there's one podcaster who made a bunch of money because he made a bunch of stickers that says your Snoke theory sucks.
Yeah. I know he doesn't listen to the podcast, but shout out to Steely Wars.
I think one of my
Really was. That's it.
I think one of my favorite instances of that was Josh Gad had this bit where he would keep asking Daisy Ridley Star Wars questions when she clearly couldn't answer him. So he all of his it was her and it was Lupita Nyong'o, and he was actually filming a movie with Lupita Nyong'o, and this little girl, and he's recording like, Lupita, this little girl has a question for you. It's like, oh hi, what's up? And she goes, who is Supreme Leader Snoke? And she just looks at him like.
That is awesome. We need more Daisy.
Yeah.
Please.
I see. My whole take on the Snoke thing was I thought Snoke was going to be his own thing. So I think at the point all we knew that like Palpatine felt the call out there in the unknown regions. The Empire goes out there after the Battle of Endor. They come back with Snoke. So I thought Snoke was going to be like his own person, his own like character and stuff like that, his own different like big like lore. For a minute after reading Aftermath, hearing about Aftermath, for a minute I thought Gallius Rax was going to be Snoke. But like that got disproved. And then like I thought Snoke was just gonna be like maybe like an ancient like Sith Lord from like beyond or something like that. But then I thought like as I watched Last Jedi, I'm like, the robes, the messed up face, the monologuing, the voice. He's just a Palpatine.
I remember.
It's a little on the nose.
I remember before the Force. No, I think it was after the Force Awakens. My bad. Why did I say before? After the Force Awakens, I remember. I think it was Rian Johnson said this. Don't get me wrong on this. I remember this quote from Lucasfilms. I remember who said it, but someone said Snoke has seen the Empire rise and fall. And I was like, who the fuck can it be? And then obviously it's Palpatine. So like that was so
it was
subtle.
Palpatine all along.
Yeah, that's how we not got. No, someone did do that parody already. Someone made that on TikTok. And it was incredible.
Austin
That's
Shaw,
awesome.
baby.
That is awesome. Is it really?
Yeah. It's great.
But yeah, moving into Rise of Skywalker. What did you originally think of whenever you like found out that Rey was Palpatine's granddaughter? Were you surprised? Or not really?
That was literally my first theory from before The Force Awakens came out, and I was like, oh man, I guess I was wrong. After The Last Jedi, but yeah, no, that was my first theory of like
Should have been a gambling man. Should have made bets.
Yeah. I would
Jeez,
say.
Chaco's predictions are spot on.
I would say.
not always, but that's why I bet Element 7 all the time, and I lose more often than not. But still,
Element 7's usually the safe one when it comes to like theories and stuff. Like he's usually like the guy that's like, okay, this is probably what's gonna happen. Chaco's like, all right, this is what's gonna happen. I'm gonna go crazy, and then he gets it right, and we're like, what?
that is true. That is true. Well, I mean, if I bet or invest or whatever, I always consider it lost money. It's gone. I'm not factoring it in. I'm not factoring in winnings. So have fun with it. Yeah.
Yeah, I gotcha.
It's true.
But
Good way to look at it.
I didn't think personally when it came to that. I thought I didn't think Palpatine was Rey's granddaughter until the Rise of Skywalker trailer. I was like, how could they justify Palpatine's return? Oh, that's his Rey. Ferrens are. It's Palpatine.
Yeah.
That's literally my first mind went to. I was like, that's how they justify his return in the sequel trilogy.
The hate that I'll let Malik answer before.
I'll say this to me. At first, when I watched it, I hated it. I was a huge Rey Nobody fan. I loved Rey Nobody. Rey Nobody was the perfect answer to who is Rey. She's no one, and she becomes something great. As time went on and I watched it more, considered like it all within the context of it, I loved it more. I accepted it, and even now at this point, I like it. I like it, and I like it a lot now, because at the end of the day, like, my biggest gripe was I didn't want it to, like, oh, like, why does Rey have to be, like, attached to, like, this big character? Why can't she stay on her own? But I thought about it, like, well, no, it doesn't change or, like, alter the overarching theme of Rey's character and story if it doesn't matter where you come from, you know? Like, that is still, like, a major thing. Like, it doesn't matter where you come from, and you can still become something better or greater than you started. And I thought, all right, so that still works. And plus, like, it adds to the whole, like, dyad fact, you know, where it's like Ben was born of great light and fell to darkness. She was born of great darkness and rose to light. Yin yang type stuff, you know? Like the big man said, it's like poetry. It rhymes.
It's like the quote, some are born great, some achieve greatness, and some have greatness thrust upon them.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah, and in that, I mean, even if she's related to Palpatine, it doesn't negate her, like, growing up alone on a desert planet without me. You know what I mean?
Fair enough.
Like,
Yeah, fair enough.
Like people kind of gloss over, like, no, she's still a nobody. You know what I mean? Like, she still grew up fighting for survival. It's not like, then your childhood is better or whatever. I don't know.
I got that.
But what's more though, because I was also a big, fan of Rey Nobody, and then all of a sudden on a rewatch, The Force Awakens hit me. The belonging you seek is ahead of you, not behind you, or it's not behind you, it's ahead of you. The Last Jedi, she looks behind her and finds nothing. That's only half of what she said. The next movie, she looks ahead and finds family. Like,
I swear to God, the more we watch, the more I'm like, wow, these are like the most cohesive. Like, as I look at them, I'm like, Jesus.
Yeah, they actually are.
It's like, like I never considered that, and it's like, it's there's, and like, even still, like, the fact that she just, like, when the Last Jedi, I also think about when she's like, you didn't even try to stop, you just went right for the darkness. I'm like, I'm like, I think that part makes a lot more sense now.
But then why didn't she go for Finn?
What? It's bad, Chaco. Bad. Bad. No.
Oh my God, I was not ready for that. Oh my God.
It had to be said. I was obligated.
You know, I just thought of, like, the contingencies and all this is only going to get better because we have Secrets of this. We have Shadow of the Sith coming out next year.
Yeah.
Like, it's only going to get even more cohesive and even more better. It's like, I mean, I see more better, English major, even better. I mean,
English
like,
major.
I like, oh man, what?
It's gonna be the most betterest.
The most
the most
betterest.
Yeah, it's like, oh my God, like, it's like we're just gonna get more and more, and like, of what was Ochi doing? You know, it's like, oh boy.
Well, it's just lazy storytelling, man. It's just lazy storytelling.
Clickbait.
And like, again, like Malik, like we said, like, it's only gonna get better with time, and they're already implementing it into live action shows. Like The Mandalorian, like, already put up a lot of hints to, like, the normal audience of, like, yo, Palpatine's still doing shit.
Why do they need Force sensitive blood? I wonder why.
Not because of Palpatine.
Why do those transports look just like the transports the First Order use?
But Malik, they're gonna retcon the sequel trilogy with The Mandalorian.
In the world between worlds.
Yeah, they're gonna use the world between worlds.
Because Ezra's gonna kill Rey through a portal in the world between worlds.
Well,
And then
amazing
it's-
that you have like Ezra is like the first big bad. Like Ezra fell on the dark side. Now he's the big bad. Then Rey has to. Sorry, Carter.
That is not gonna happen, okay? That's not gonna happen.
Are we sure
Not
about that?
gonna happen.
He's out spitting game at blue women in the Triss Ascendancy right now. That's what's going on.
He's like, hey, so you navigate, huh? That's cool. That's cool.
You down to skywalk?
And then Thrawn, he goes back to Thrawn. Thrawn just starts coaching him.
Yeah. This is how you talk to Chiss women, young Ezra.
Be more empathetic with your voice.
You gotta really highlight the R's and the I's.
Going back to the whole the Palpatine, there's a TikToker, but I forgot his name, but he did that's one thing I do like. Much like how Revenge of the Sith spawned a lot of great memes and jokes. Rise of Skywalker and all the sequels are spawning a lot of great memes and jokes. One of my favorite being just Grandpa Palpatine, and there was a cosplayer on TikTok who I forgot his name, but he was so funny because he dressed up as Palpatine, went to a TV store, and they were showing Rise of Skywalker. He's like, "That's my granddaughter. I'm so proud of her." He's like, "Look at her go!" Like, oh man, I gotta find that guy. My phone just died, but I gotta find that guy's TikTok.
That's
So
amazing.
funny.
That's so amazing.
Yeah.
You think, look at what she's done.
Yeah, look at her go. Look at that Force lightning. I taught her that. I didn't, but still.
Oh my god. So,
Also, the genuinely amazing line of like somehow Palpatine truly somehow Palpatine returned. Truly an evil mastermind to put his horrible, scary message to the galaxy in Fortnite.
Fortnite.
Yeah, that's a bit
Man.
rough.
The man made us all boot up Fortnite to hear a message.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's like, nah, I'm a big fan, but I'll wait.
Well, Leek, we don't have to go to Fortnite anymore. We could just open the Secrets of the Sith books right there on the first page.
That's incredible. That's incredible that like Fortnite, like when did Fortnite just become like more than a video game? It's not. I get way off top, but like concerts and plot points. And
I know.
like,
There,
what?
they had a whole freaking Travis Scott concert on Fortnite.
I remember seeing the beta for Fortnite years ago.
Yeah.
And it was not a battle royale at all.
No, wasn't it like a zombie game, if I remember correctly?
Yeah. it's
Yeah,
like a zombie
zombies
fight.
would attack and you would build a fortress to keep the zombies out. That was the whole game.
And then
Star
Palpatine
Wars.
returned.
Let's
And
get
then
back.
Palpatine returned.
Let's get on something less evil than like Fortnite. Back to Palpatine.
I mean, Fortnite's already pretty evil, Malik. Come on. This is not too much of a
Fair
stretch here. Palpatine did make us boot up Fortnite just to hear J.J. Abrams get on an animatronic machine and be like, "Yo, this is the Rise of Skywalker. Here's a clip," and also Palpatine. So anyway, back to Palpatine. So obviously, again, like as we were joking about, like Palpatine being proud of his granddaughter, and obviously Chaka's not holding Suki.
Suki. Got
So-
a haircut.
Yeah. But anyway, like back to Palpatine. Like obviously, we had Palpatine in the schemes with his granddaughter. So obviously, we have to talk about how Palpatine was just trying to get Rey to Exegol. He just wanted his granddaughter to come home. So I was gonna ask what you guys' thoughts on how Palpatine just wanted Rey just to strike him down. So I guess I'll go Chaka first since he's an interesting occupation.
Yeah, he just I don't know. It's funny because even as a kid, all right.
Aww. Aww.
Even as a kid, like Palpatine's plan in Return of the Jedi didn't make sense to me. It was like is striking me down. And I'm like, why? Don't you want? What do you want? And it honestly was never quite cleared. Not truly cleared up, and we just kind of assumed what it was, and of course the assumption ended up being right, but it makes so much sense that like he's still trying it. Like, yeah, he failed last time, and right now it's his only shot. It's very Orochimaru of him.
So it's only shot, or so he thinks.
So he thinks.
But but it's very like it's very dark side, very creepy, or not dark side, very it's a very Sith thing to do, you know, like to where, you know, where Jedi it's like you're supposed to like pass on your knowledge. It's very like, nah, like I'm going to like literally like inhabit the body and become one. It's like he wanted to take over his granddaughter's body. And again, like I always had the theory that like it wasn't gonna be like Palpatine inside Rey's body with that. I always felt like it was gonna like, or like I don't know if the way he worded that, like his spirit would enter, mingle with Rey's, and then fuse and make like a new like personality or like a new like being inside of Rey. I always felt like. Yeah, and it gave off more of that vibes, and just like, again, she would have instead of being Rey Skywalker, she would have become Empress Palpatine, and we would have like the one we saw in the vision with the shark teeth.
The shark teeth.
And it would have been
lightsaber.
Well, it's better now in High Republic because it's a white crystal, and I love white crystals because they're so much more wholesome. but like.
Oh, sorry, I make it off.
Sorry, good.
You go ahead.
It's all right. It's all right. But it's like it's a very like it's so like almost like Star Wars horror, you know. Just I like the way Star Wars goes like occult and macabre of like, yeah, like you're in a dark place of like, it's like these are cultists, these are like fanatics in this weird and practicing some like really like messed up stuff. Like it's creepy.
Yeah, and again, when you talked about like the Rey going into Palpatine's body, I don't know why my mind goes this. I've referenced this to you in VC before. You know where I'm going with this. I just imagine like Batman Beyond style, like Ra's al Ghul and Talia's body, that kind of stuff. That's what I imagine. Just like imagine like Rey talking, and be like, "Hi, I'm Rey Skywalker, Empress Palpatine." Like she just turns it on.
Daisy Ridley's body, but Ian's voice.
Yes.
That is disgusting.
Just imagine you just see like very cute, very Daisy Ridley, and you just hear the Senate.
The Senate.
From her.
No.
No. You're like, ah.
Unnatural.
It's unnatural.
Just unnatural.
Forever unclean. Yeah, it's a wild concept, but I do kind of love like a couple of things though. In Rise of Skywalker, like there's so much lightning and stuff storming and all this stuff until after he dies and the storm stops and the sun rises. So that leads me to believe that is Palpatine's essence. That is like corrupting all around this place, and that's what he's trying to like get in Rey's body. You know, his shell couldn't handle it, and I do like how they did it. I really do.
Yeah.
One thing I always wonder is I want to like, this will be a little bit of a backtrack, but we're still in like the same era. But like seeing how Palpatine operates on Exegol and how he said like I made Snoke and he controls him, it has me curious. Like
that is like such a big thing.
It's good, but it has me so curious. Like to what degree did he control Snoke? Was like Snoke like literally like just like like did Snoke not have his own like personality? Like was he somewhat sentient, or did he just like was a subservient like just like person to Palpatine, or did he like even know that Palpatine like exists? You know, is like does he just think that like he's his own guy? Like that's something I want to explore more. Is like who exactly, like we know who Snoke is, but we don't know who Snoke is with Palpatine. I just want to like I'm very curious about that. Like to what degree was control, because again like Snoke has like his own like he planned to have like multiple students, like he brought Ben to Dagobah. Like there's so much more like to Snoke that I'm curious like how much of it does Snoke know, like as we see like from Rey's dad, they do get aware, they do like they become sentient and have their own wants, but like to what degree was that with Snoke?
Yeah, and when you really think about that with Snoke, I love how like even to this day, I love how they gave us the answer. This is who Snoke is, but we're all like, this is interesting. We want to know more.
Yeah, like it's like, huh? Like there's like you've answered this question. Now I have like 8 more.
But Malik, the sequel trilogies are awful. They didn't do anything good.
Yeah, all right.
Real bad.
Yeah, they say a lot of things out there. We're in here talking about positive things. That's what matters most.
Yeah.
But then, kind of on that, like, what's your guys' opinions on Palpatine's death? I know Chaco kind of already talked about like his essence just going everywhere, can't be contained. But yeah, Malik, what's your kind of opinion on that?
Hoisted by his own petard once again of just stop the lightning, dude.
Stop the lightning.
Be it with Mace Windu and now Rey, dude. Stop the lightning. But like, I do understand like Force lightning is like this very like overpowered, like I think of it as like it's like a fire hose type situation. Like when you're like from a fire truck, like when you just let it out all like that, it becomes like a whoa. And I think Palpatine, as we saw, like went like God, as he went like God mode on the entire fleet side of it. I'm gonna throw all that crap now just on this scavenger girl, and she's gonna get obliterated. And then I do love the fact that like in order to like to beat Palpatine, all the Jedi that he screwed over, the Order 66, the one that got purged, that got hurt, give their strength to this girl, and she doesn't beat him by hating, she doesn't beat him by like cutting him down. She just blocks and just pushes his negativity back onto him, and that's what takes him down. The fact that he is just like that just like this young girl is supported and is loved, and she just pushes his negativity back at him. He's all like, well shit, I didn't sorry, I don't know if I can say that. Well crap, didn't expect to be hit by my own negativity, and now I die.
And I mean, by that same token, like Jedi's knowledge is for Jedi use the Force for knowledge and defense, never attack.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that just comes right back around, and she's just using the Force for defense and not attack.
All you want me to do is hate, but I won't. It's like, yeah.
It gets me like, it's like, I hate people that are like, oh, Rey didn't learn anything from Luke. Literally, Luke in Last Jedi takes Yoda's knowledge for knowledge and defense. Rey advances it into the Rise of Skywalker, uses it for knowledge and defense. Sorry, they hit peak Jedi by the end of it.
Yeah.
There's a really good edit going back to a little bit of the memes when Palpatine, before that little thing, it's when he yeets Ben into the chasm. Someone did an edit where Palpatine's like, as I fell, so too falls the last Skywalker. then Ben goes, okay, boomer. And yeeted into the hole. It's so good.
I heard originally, I remember because I don't know if you guys remember this, but like when the Rise of Skywalker came out, it got leaked on Reddit. Because remember, John Boyega absolutely leaked the script. Like it was the official script that got leaked online. Apparently, in the original script, when Palpatine chucks Ben into the pit, that's how he dies. Like he just dies.
I don't like that.
So people were memeing that for months, so they obviously went back and reshot it, but I still find it funny.
Yeah. You know, like the whole like giant mechanical arm that's just like imagine like someone's like controlling this like machine, and Palpatine has some like Bluetooth like thing connected to it. It's like left, 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 like forward.
Go.
Stop. It's like a claw machine. You like you like
Wait,
a claw machine. You press the button and lightning comes out of his hands.
that's what Thrawn was doing this entire time.
Also,
You know what? I'm gonna get like a Palpatine action figure and just use him with my microphone's arm and just be like, have him just kind of like roaming around.
That's like, yeah, it's perfect.
Another thing I like too, it keeps with the theme that like Palpatine always fails when he's just on the cusp of ultimate power, because he literally like the Death Star, it's just made. We're gonna blow up planet, it's gone. The war between worlds. Finally, I have access to it. Ahsoka, and it's gone. I'm about to take Luke Skywalker as my the elevator shaft, and here it's like, finally, I have the dyad power. Oh no, I'm being attacked by my own lightning. It's very funny to me.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, Palpatine just loves his power, and I feel like that's kind of like the thesis of this kind of like podcast. Palpatine just obsessed with power.
I do hope that Palpatine stays gone, though. Like,
Yeah.
we officially don't see any more of Palpatine. That his essence officially gone. That would I hope he stays on to an extent. It would be a cool story of like Rey knows that Palpatine's essence is still out there, and she has to like race to destroy any vessels that he could find. You know, that would be cool. That would be interesting. But like, you know, like, just don't make him like the main bad guy, or like, you know, just like bring him back officially.
Nah, he's gone. He did.
He did.
He did.
He's gone.
I kind of like how in the novelization it was talking about all of this stuff, all this equipment is meant to keep him alive, and it's all failing. And that's why he kind of launches his plan when he does, because if he doesn't do it, he's gonna die. And it even points out like vials in his neck. Like there's several vials in his neck, and only the last one has any fluid in it left, and it's almost empty.
Oh my.
And I just kind of figured that was Grogu juice.
Grogu blood.
Chaco, stop! You keep committing crimes on this podcast.
No, Malik. I was gonna say it first. I was waiting for Chaco to pause, and then I was gonna say it. So Chaco just beat me to it.
No.
It's like a pepper mill. You little Grogu. You put
I hate it
on your salad.
That's no. I don't want some Grogu on my
Hey,
salad.
Grogu, ready for
Now
your
I
annual
imagine
blood
that-
draw?
Oh my god.
But yeah. So like this was the end game, and I even enjoyed because it's a conversation George Lucas had a while ago where I need to resurrect it, but he was in his end game, you know, like if they hadn't destroyed the second Death Star, I mean, if they hadn't taken down Palpatine when they did, he literally would have had ultimate power to rule the galaxy forever. And then, you know, later we find out that he was working on this Sith fleet. You know,
that's a sight to behold. Like, just to watch the fruition of the contingency is gonna be able to see like all the Star Destroyers rise. They're all like, they all have like planet stories. Like, oh shit.
They all have planet-killing weapons.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
he knows what he wants. Yo, dude knows what he wants. But it also makes sense that they got a technology that you like, and they're going to continue to use it and miniaturize it. I mean, that's how technology works.
Exactly, and like I get people that are mad like that. Like Palpatine's endgame was always the final order with the Star Destroyers. Like from Death Star 1 to here, that was his endgame.
They can't just be built in like overnight.
No.
The man had to be planning that Final Order forever.
Decades.
And I think there's also a lot of confusion about the First Order and its separation from the Final Order. Because while Palpatine did know of the First Order, was ultimately behind it, he was not an active participant. I mean, he spent most of his time just trying to not die.
Yeah.
So the First Order truly did start by itself and was being used as the vanguard for the First
My
Order.
girl Ray Sloan.
My
out there
girl
somewhere.
Ray Sloan.
Oh,
We
yeah?
miss you wherever you are.
Count Vidian misses her as well.
I have no idea who Ray Sloan is because I haven't read the Aftermath trilogy.
Do it.
Successor of the Empire.
She's in other stuff. She's in
Yeah,
A New
oh, yeah.
Dawn as well.
Yeah. Star Wars Squadrons. Please go buy Squadrons, people.
Mhm.
I own it. It's just no one wants to play Squadrons. Everyone wants to play Battlefront.
It's
Fair.
on EA Game Pass
It's on EA Play, yeah.
and on
EA
Xbox.
Play.
It's in the game.
It's in the game, and it's
in the
cross
game.
and it's cross-platform, unlike Battlefront. Even though Battlefront uses
You know,
the same
we should
servers.
just start. We should just start playing Squadrons and then, like, just get really freaking good at it.
Just to get Malik to shut up.
Yeah, just to get.
And we all just plant Stellan Gios's lightsaber hilt on our dashboard to be like, look, we have culture here.
How are we gonna get that hilt?
It's in the game.
Carter's realization to that, but Stellan Gios's hilt is in Star Wars Squadrons. It's like an item you can have on your dash.
Is it confirmed? It says.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Shut
that
up.
says-
they made it for promotion for the High Republic. When Light of the Jedi came out, they put it in the game.
That's sick. So, like, somewhere down the canon timeline, his lightsaber, or is it more of a cosmetic thing?
It's a
It's a
cosmetic thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That being said, it could still that's still funny to me that Stellan's lightsaber just ends up like someone's fucking on someone's dash.
All right, I think we're getting sidetracked. I
Yeah.
think that's a good place to end it off.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Again, I gotta ask the stereotypical question at any podcast. Who are you? Where can we find you? And I don't think there's really much to say for the third question because I think we kind of already answered it in the first half with like when we got our High Republic ramble. So again, just a simple question: Who are you? Where can we find you? And I'll start with Chaco.
Yeah, I am Darth Chaco. Darth Chaco on TikTok. Darth Chaco on YouTube. Darth Chaco 7 on Twitter. Darth.Chaco on Instagram. And I do Star Wars and Marvel and just a bunch of geek stuff. Just all the geek stuff. Also check out the High Ground podcast Wednesdays at 5:30 p.m. Pacific time, as well as Diet in the Force Saturdays at 5 p.m. Pacific time. We would be honored if you would join us.
Oh, dear.
I was gonna make the joke because, like Element said last week, or on Sundays, depending if Chaco's a douche. That's a literally quote from Element.
Yeah, I was like, wait, should I make the joke? Like, who's gonna make the joke first?
Who talked first? I talk first? You talk first?
I was gonna say that. And Malik, same thing to you.
What's going on? I am the Jedi Smark on TikTok. I make pro wrestling videos. Because I like pro wrestling. I make Star Wars videos. I actually want to start bringing into D&D videos more. I want to start talking about my experiences in D&D as well, because I feel like that'd be very fun. And it seems like a pretty dope community. It's getting big because Critical Role just came back, so I should probably do that. I have a podcast called It's a podcast. You can find us on Apple Music, Spotify, Audible, wherever you get your podcasts. You'll find It's a podcast. Join us for our holiday specials coming up soon. We've already discussed that. We don't know. Again, Thanksgiving's still in the works, but Christmas will be ho ho ho. It's a podcast. So
Hey.
listen to that. Excited for that one. We made a joke. It's like, what if we just go to like a live show of us going as adults to like sit on Santa's lap and tell Santa what we want as adults. Oh, Santa, say hi for the podcast, Santa. So, like, do you do bills? Again, anything else? I don't got nothing else to plug. I believe. Yeah, just go listen to me on Hot's Podcast. I talk about all types of like crazy stuff on there.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
it's so good.
All the podcasts they have mentioned are amazing shows. So you guys definitely want to go check that out. And then shout some people out in the chat.
Yeah, I was also gonna shout out before we get to the chat. I was gonna also shout out, since he's not here to plug it himself, I want to shout out Dagavir again. Sorry that his phone died literally at the last second and he can't charge it. Rip Dagavir's phone.
He Palpatine reached out from the void and grabbed him. He's like, no.
He's in the world between worlds, guys. Ezra closed the portal before he can get back in.
But yeah, shout out to Pods One Podcast. Luke, again, another great show. Brian with the beard. We got Brooke at They Fly Now.
Wait.
Far Away Factory. Not that they.
There we go. You got it. Oh.
We got Aiden talk Star Wars topics. The Soda Man. We got.
To answer your question, Brooke, yes. Stream Squadrons, please. Stream Squadrons. Yes, do it, Brooke.
Star Wars Lawyer. We got who else? We got Element 7. We got Wolf Forced King. We got Serena coming back for another week. Tune into the podcast.
You actually said it with joy for once. Congratulations.
Serena's my girlfriend, for anyone wondering.
Aww, that's so adorable. I love it.
Yeah.
When's she gonna be on? Couples who podcast together stay together. Look at that.
But yeah, Hereth, if you kind of want to send us off.
Yeah.
Into next week.
Yeah. So may the force be with you.
Always. And wait, next week, what are we going to be talking about?
Some Kylo Ren.
Some Kylo.
Every single time.
Every time you come
no,
on,
because you have a really I love this episode. Palpatine's my favorite, but you always do this. You say, all right, we're going to have another great episode where Malik will clearly want to be on it. All right. I'm like, No, it's good. I can't wait to hear that one, though.
Okay.
But yeah,
it's okay. Malik, I'll have you on when I talk Kylo Ren next.
Chaco cares about me.
But yeah, thank you guys all for joining us. We had a blast. Again, thanks Chaco, Malik, and Dagavir for all coming on. It was really a great time, and we'd love to have you guys all back. Malik for a fourth time.
Malik for the fourth time.
What am I just on the show now? What does this become? Like they fly out of Malik, Carter, and Hereth?
I don't know, Malik. Like
the triad.
The triad.
That's revolutionary.
That's for episodes like what 10, 11, 12. The triad.
Triad.
That's awesome. But yeah, thank you guys all for joining us. We'll see you next week talking Kylo Ren. Also, be sure to go check out our Book of Boba Fett trailer. It's out now. But yeah, thank you guys all for joining.
You guys made a trailer for Book of Boba Fett?
Yeah,
we made a trailer.
I was trying to emphasize the reaction. I was like, reaction to Book of Boba Fett.
You guys are in Book of Boba Fett? Who are you playing? Jawas?
Yeah. We gotta keep hush about that, Carter.
They are Boba Fett. Both of them.
God. So, but it's just Carter on like Hera's shoulders. It's like, hey, this is my empire now. Someone with talent, please draw that. Vanessa, get on it.
Where's the Vanessa when we need her?
But yeah, thank you guys all for joining us. May the force be with you.
Always.